Hey
Someone,
guys, we are back.
hey,
We are back. This is part two of our conversation. We were talking about the choices that we make, and I'm talking about me and
right.
Jamel. We're talking about the choices that we make, and we had some people that wanted to comment, and I wanted to make sure I got those comments answered, those questions and concerns. So we're gonna bring Jamel back. Hey Jamel, how are you today?
I'm well. I'm well.
Uh-huh.
Like I was saying, I think that it was a start to be a little bit therapeutic for me because I had some stuff on my mind and my heart. But I want to talk a little more about choices. Now, obviously, choices involve the root word of choice, the ability to choose, to make a decision. Now, sometimes, man, where we from, our options are limited.
Mm-hmm.
See, for some people, man, robbery is not even an option because their moral compass is like, man, I'm not doing that. You got to be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
For some people, selling drugs is not an option because they're like, man, I'm not into that. So, yes, when these impediments are placed in our environment and we choose them at an age in which I won't say our brains aren't developed because, but it should be taken into consideration our propensity to not think things through. And that's what they're talking about now in the way of the brain science and why some people are suggesting that you just can't put the full weight of the state of Michigan against a 20-year-old or 22-year-old and then throw that person away for life. And then when that person is 44, 45, 50 years old, they have a whole different, blueprint for how they think. Their brain has now become more dense in the area where it's risk and reward. You can literally grow out of it coming to some of the stuff that we're talking about. But I want to talk about why is it an option? If I'm given just a glass of water that's just straight up raw sewage, I'm not going to drink it.
Right.
I'm not going to choose that. But say if I got a glass of water that has lead in it, but I don't see it, but this raw sewage is sitting right next to it, I'm going to choose to take the poison water that has the lead in it that I don't see.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this an option? Why would this even be an option for a civilized society? So when you're talking about children doing all this heinous and crazy stuff, why is it even an option that some of the stuff that they're into is laying at their disposal? Now, I'm not blaming
But you know,
society, but
but
what I am saying is I want to get in there and talk about that choices because our options sometimes the things that we got to choose from is messed up.
oh, okay. But you know what? I'm glad you brought that to our attention. But you know what? So the thing is, and this is how I see it, because it could be different for people, other people. But I want to say this: it's like because that option is there, even though we can't see that it was poisonous, but we know it's poisonous, but sometimes we don't know it is poisonous, if
Right.
that makes sense. It's like we see it, but sometimes we can't see it because it's been wrapped up to be something else that it wasn't, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. It was made beautiful, and so I'm going to take
Yes.
what looks beautiful and what looks good, even though I can see that this is toxic for us, but we can't see the one that was really detrimental to our health, if that makes sense.
That's right. That's
Woo.
right.
Yes, my
Perfect example.
yes, my cousin had came in and knocked me off my square for a minute, but I'm glad you said that. So listen, we got Dion. He had something that he wanted to say, and so I want to make sure he's able to chime in. Dion, you ready? I gotta see if he's ready. So let's see if he's able to come on, because I want him to say what he needed to say. But the
Yeah.
mail. So let's continue to talk about the choices that we make.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in those choices, oftentimes people say, "Hey, man, why'd you do that?" Hello. And
I got
yep.
I got Unc on the phone. Unc, can you hear the mail?
What's up, nephew?
What happened? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear
Glad
you
you could chime
vaguely
in.
though. You're not on. Like I can hear you, but I can't hear you. But I can hear you. What's
Okay.
up?
Just talk about some choices, man. We just made a comment about options, and sometimes the things that we choose, some of the options shouldn't even be there for us to choose, whether it be something physical or a way of life that we live.
True, true.
You know,
When you said on there that we do. Even though there's certain people in certain neighborhoods that, like you said, they don't grow up to want to do the certain things that they not really pushed to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When people, right. You know how I used to be on the block. Everybody separate. You could go one block, everybody on that block can know everybody, but then when you go 2 blocks over, they beefing with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that changes things too. But when you like so-called well known in the neighborhoods, you know how that be. You be on every block. People know who you are. And then the influence that you give on each block, like for instance, the brother Tony Snyder, he had a big influence on the neighborhood.
Ain't
you know what I'm saying?
Ain't no question. And
the
influence. It's the same way here because he's still who he is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's still who he is.
Yeah. So yeah, but I like what y'all doing on the show.
Go ahead.
It's good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's giving me a platform to be able to, express some of those things. But I also want to advance the conversation and talk about, choosing to try to clean it up, choosing to try to prevent it and not come across as corny and cheesy. Because the fact of the matter is, man, it can't continue the way that it is. It just simply can't.
But, this is the time to do that. You already got a program. The program that you got together now, the prison to school lifeline. That's it right there. You know what I'm saying? That opens up the door, our lane for children to be able to take a lifeline from an individual that's incarcerated. To come out, you know what I'm saying, and reach out to them.
Yeah, and see, in that, I was talking to, I think it was me and T that was discussing this earlier, and we were talking about how, sometimes school systems or parents may be a little apprehensive because somebody's in prison trying to reach out. So it's going to have to be targeted first and foremost, in my opinion, and y'all can correct me where y'all see I'm error, but it has to be targeted to, a certain community. You know what I'm saying? Because once other people who don't live that lifestyle, once they hear it, I can hear it now, the headlines reading prisoners or whatever. But in our community, we know that, our fathers, our aunts, our cousins and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? We are incarcerated. Our grandfathers, they're incarcerated. So, in our community, us being here is very much a part of the block, is very much a part of the culture. So why not start to use, those resources that are behind the wall? And many of us do this for free, man. You know what I'm saying? We just need to
but you know what? A lot of people are missing. A lot of people are misinformed. You know what I'm saying? They're not informed on these things that can happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I want to chime in. I know you guys are talking to each other, but being an educator for over 20 years and working with at-risk youth, that's what we need to target the most, because many of those at-risk youth have been overlooked, and they have already have this label on them that they're not going to make it. So this is who we want to talk to first, to the inner city schools, because many of the young people that I know firsthand are incarcerated because of whatever happened in the past. And so I want to make sure that we end that stigma and break the cycle, because that's why we are here today, to be able to break the cycle. So I just wanted to put that in y'all ear.
Absolutely. That's a good point. And obviously, a person on this side is going to say, hey, man, I'm different. Hey, man, I've changed. But I'm always cognizant of some people might be like, well, it's good. I'm glad that you changed. I'm glad you changed your life. But my loved one is not here. So that's why it's always on me, I believe, to not only prove myself. I'm not trying to say I'm trying to prove myself, but just to make sure that I recognize, man, the pain and the hurt that some people still have, and the apprehension. Now, that's up to you guys, in my humble opinion, to advocate for us.
I'm about to get off the line, man. Let you finish talking. Okay. Thanks a lot for letting me come in, Tina Cole.
You're welcome, and we thank you for coming.
I'll talk to y'all later.
Okay, peace.
Peace. So it's crucial that we highlight the fact that there's a role to be played, for the lack of a better phrase. You see what I'm saying? You guys doing what you do, creating an avenue by which I could be heard, and at the same time, your interaction with me, with people that I can't necessarily talk to and touch, you can. My job is to make sure that I am what I say that I am, and at the same time, understand that some people just, so they're going to be hurt. And I get that, man. Because a person can say, I'm glad you've changed, but that doesn't fix and heal what I have going on in the way of a harm that has been committed to me or my family member. And I appreciate and I understand that. So my goal is to make sure that I'm not doing anything that contradicts, that reality of the change that I said that I'm.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Yeah.
And I want to say something while I have you on the phone, because the thing is, like, when we are healing people, because we have been through our own situation and we've made choices, we made decisions, whether they be positive or negative, good or bad. And so now what we're doing is just taking from our experiences in order to help heal somebody else. And everybody is not always going to agree. Everybody's not always going to support, but you don't want to miss the opportunity to help those that do need your help, to support those that need your support, if that makes any sense to you. And I know it does. And so we can't worry about the 5%, 10%, maybe 90% that's not going to be there. I mean, but you understand? So our mission and our job in life is to reach back and help somebody, because there's somebody that needs you and what you have to offer. So thank you, Demel, for being on the show. And we will be back next week. And I just wanted to make sure that individuals heard you, because I hear you and I see you, and I thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, talk to you soon.
Using GTL.
So, guys, Demel had to go, but for those that are just chiming in, we were talking about the choices and the decisions that we make and how they impact others, whether it be ourselves, whether it be our family, whether it be our community. And it's up to us to really to break the cycle, to end whatever that needs to be ended, because, like, I am an individual that was molested when she was a child. I am an individual that didn't show up in spaces because of what people else felt about her, or I thought they felt about me. But I'm learning and I'm growing and I'm realizing everybody's not going to support me. Everybody's not going to believe in what I have to say. Some people don't know. If they never experienced my trauma, then this will not relate to them. So, like Demel, he has been incarcerated for 22 calendar years, almost 23. Like he said, he's been in there since he was 22. He'll be 44 next month. And so the thing is, it's like he can sit down, lay down, and just be stuck in jail or prison, or he can actually do the work while he's in prison and when thereafter. So that's what I need y'all to understand. Like, I am somebody that lives with trauma, somebody that has been impacted by trauma all of her life, and I could just lay down and not do anything. And I'm like, I got to take back my power. I got to take back my voice. I got to take back all of this. So the reason why we do this show is to help educate, empower, uplift, and bring forth change in the capacity that we see fit. Everybody is not going to support us. We realize that. But in the meantime, in between time, we got a message. And so we're going to display the message. We're going to get the message out. So thank you for tuning in with us this week. I hope this has touched you, blessed you, and resonated with you. And if it has, come back next week. Don't only come back next week, leave your comments, leave your concerns. Let us know how you can get involved if you want to be involved, because this is not just for me. This is not just for Demel. This is for anybody that has a loved one that is incarcerated that deserves a second chance, or someone that has made the choice to live a certain way but want to live the right way. Now we want you on the show. Not only do we want you on the show, we want you to be engaged in the movement. Free people, but heal people, free people. Listen to what I just said. I'm going to heal you, but I'm healing myself first. So that's what I've learned. Like, we can heal ourselves first, then heal others. And so I am T Nicole. I was going to tell y'all my first name. Therese is my name. T Nicole, the spiritual authenticator, where I talk about health, wellness, and wealth, and spiritual development in order for you to let your soul glow so you can show up authentically. So I am T Nicole. You have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you guys soon.